Hey guys, it's only been, what are we, August, 7 months, 6 months since my last posting. I've sort of kind of been busy with some of this stuff here. There was a whole lot of downtime where I didn't really want to do anything, but all besides the point. You guys don't need to know about that. That's, my issues. Anyway, um, we've been making progress. So, that is all the old gears and the carrier out of the diff for the Mark. There's the rear cover and the mount. There's trans mount, diff mounts. Here's a new rear diff mount. I don't remember what else we got in here. Stuff. It's all trash, garbage, right? Because we did some things. So I made adapter plates for the case spreader and it didn't work. So there's a forum online. Follow those to make your adapter plates for the case spreader. Don't just make it up like I did. I ended up using this to hold the pinion still, and then the carrier walked right out. So there's that. Yes, updates. Okay, let's get the old. Come here, creeper. Wait. Sorry. Okay, so things and stuff. We're doing it. Here we go. Alright. The rear diff is in. Has the new rear cover. I think it's the LPW, I'm sorry. LPW has the main cap supports. Brand new axles. Those are probably going to break. I went with this company for a new rear mount. We went with the poly bushings in this. We got brand new polys for the front. The drive shaft is up and in, which means that the fuel tank's back up and in, which means that the transmission's up and in. So we're putting this all back together, which is probably a good time to show you this. We went with Cobra rear rotors, and you run the Mark 8 factory brain fart caliper, sorry. And there's a adapter plate that you can buy, and they just bolt right in there. Anyway, so we did that. We changed the rear hub and all of that process. We did the bushings, at least on the knuckle. I haven't done for the arms, and I haven't done any of the bracing. I'm just going to kind of let it ride and see what happens. Anyway, still got to finish that side, put it all back together. Let's follow this way here. Uh-oh. Updates. Here we go. Brand new cross member mounts. Brand new trans rear mount. The J-modded valve body is installed and about ready to go. I just need to do that electrical connector there. I bought a brand new trans pan gasket because that one looked like the dogs got a hold of it. They didn't, but I mean that's the shape that it was in. We did drop this, installed the torque converter. There's the old factory one. New front, rear main seal on the engine. We also did the torque converter seal in the front of the trans. Brand new torque converter nuts because the other ones were on too tight and rounded, and I barely got them off. What else did we do in here? Oh, the starters are a pain. I forgot how bad that was. So anyway, we'll do the trans pan, fill that with fluid, and I put about 2 quarts in the torque converter, and then I'll fill the rest of the pan again after I get that in there. And then I got the exhaust, which you can kind of see part of it back here. There's a X pipe going to dual 2.5 inch, and then some Cherry Bomb salutes right back there. But I had to make my own adapters from the headers back because the Cook's pipes started at the X pipe. Sorry. Anyway, so I put those together. That goes right into the X pipe. I'll got some band clamps, ceiling style, to put those together. I made a list, and I've checked it twice. This thing's going to be pretty naughty. Anyway, so here's the rest of the exhaust. I'm not sure if I'm going to run those pieces. I have some megaphones, but they don't really fit nicely under this, and I want to keep it tucked up as much as possible. So we'll just see what all works. Anyway, I've been really trying to make some progress on this and get it done and back out on the road, because I, just tired of this thing sitting in the side of the yard, and I want to drive it because I think that'll be a whole lot of speeding tickets. I mean, fun. Speeding tickets, yes. Anyway, we'll do that. Get back to work on the Cougar. Get that knocked out because I'd really like to be driving this in the wintertime. And we'll see what happens with the Mark. Maybe I'll drive it for a while and stumble upon an F100 and then park the thing and never drive it again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's about where we're at. My list is dwindling, and it was all needs, not wants kind of things. So the cooler's got to go in. I already did the Speedo gear. Huge shout out to my buddy Bruno for helping me with that rear diff, because setting up that gear pattern was ridiculous and a ton of work, and we had it apart like 15 times to try to get it right. So anyway, but it's in, showed a good gear pattern, and we'll see what happens. It was definitely a learning process. I cooked a bearing just because I wasn't paying any attention. So, like I said, learning process. Anywho, I think that's all I got. Try to do more frequent updates, hopefully, so you guys aren't like, what's happening with that guy? Anyway, we're making progress. It's big, huge steps. We're going to keep at it and hopefully move on to some other stuff.